Hey, you know realtors are always late.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't do late.
I know you don't.
But you do military time.
If it's
Oh nine 29, please.
if 5 minutes, nope, nope.
It's because you wake up before anybody else even,
That's right.
considers.
Get here before almost everybody
George
else. Good
Jameson's.
morning, George.
Morning.
Oh, there comes Eric. I was gonna say you better be here after the video, buddy.
Malachi guy.
Yeah.
If I just said, if he doesn't have a real estate promotion like fastest realtor in town, or I'm Malachi is your guy, real estate guy.
Oh, Malachi is your guy.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good.
because then
That's
people
kind of
also
good.
pronounce your name, didn't
All
they?
right, here we go. Let's go.
He just gave you a slogan.
This is week 1 of the producer path, and we're gonna go back to basics. Right? The producer path is about fundamentals, basics. It's not for, it can new agents obviously, but also these are things that so many agents have never focused on or concentrated on. George, you've been around for just a couple of years in real estate.
Several.
Yeah, it's just we get thrown into real estate after passing an exam, and we figure out that the only purpose of, and this is being recorded, so who knows, I may end up getting kicked out of everything. The only purpose and the only thing truly that you learn in a real estate class is how to pass an exam.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Truly, because you get into this business, and I have these. Good morning.
Morning.
And I have these conversations with new agents all the time because they come in and they have this HGTV perception where you go and you show 3 houses and there are no issues, and you put an offer in on one of them and you get it for whatever it is. And the reality is that's not what this business is, right? It looks great on TV, and that's about all it is. It is not an easy business. And I think that's for a couple of reasons. One is we're never taught to run it as a business. It is. But we also don't have to run it as a business because we're all 1099 people. We're not W-2 salaried as an agent, right? We don't have the taxes taken out. We don't have, we're not on a set schedule where we have to be somewhere with certain time. It's all completely controlled by us. And that's the challenge with it too, which is why you see such a failure rate in the industry. I try to talk people out of getting into real estate. I really do. Because they'll say, well, because I ask the question, I say, so how much money do you have in the bank? Well, I'm going to put it on my credit card and all this stuff. You may want to save up a little bit more before you do this. And then I also ask the question too, part-time or full-time? And because that's difficult. Think about this. If you're part-time in this business and somebody wants to go see a property at 9 a.m. on Wednesday and you have a full-time job at Bank of America, what do?
Gotta have a partner.
Yes, but nobody ever says that, right? But then on the other side of that too, it's great to have a partner that can show at times, and is that really the solution? It is when you go out of town on vacation, you absolutely want somebody there. But if your day-to-day, if you had how many of you came from a job? J-O-B, W-2, salary, salary, okay. What was your work schedule?
8 to 4:45.
8 to 4:45, okay. What was your work schedule?
12 to 10.
Okay, right, 12 to 10.
45 hours a week.
45 hours a week, right? Whatever it is in there. When you got into real estate, what's your work schedule?
800 hours a week.
Well, for most of them, I don't know. I'll wake up a little bit later now, and I go to, go do this at night, and I'll go here. So in other words, you're telling me that you're not treating it like a job. You're not treating it like a business. You are a business owner with everything that comes with it. Okay? So we're going to go back to those basics as well. Your number, if I ask each one of you, what's your income goal for this year? How many of you can tell me what it is? Specifically. Wow.
I can, but it's really low.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
You have one.
I do
Okay,
have one,
good.
yes.
Most of the time, agents don't. It's like, oh, I'm going to go sell a bunch of houses and see what it is. Well, that's a challenge, right? Because then the next question is, okay, to do that, how many homes do you need to sell?
That's my only goal. Cause the variables are there.
Well,
my goal is to.
Why is that I mean, that's great,
Yeah,
but then let's keep going further on that question. How many leads do you need to get to sell the number of homes?
a lot.
Well, not a lot. What's the number?
It's a number, yes.
If
10 to
you
1.
don't know the number, guess what? What's your ratio
Yeah.
between buyers and sellers? Which one do you want to do? See, these are the questions that if you were at another business and we said, okay, let's say that Midas down the street. Do you think they know specifically how many customers they need on a day to hit their numbers?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
God, yes. Right? Do you think they also know and back that up with how many inbound calls they need a day to hit the customers a day? And all of those, why don't we?
Well, I'm gonna say they do, their managers do, and
Yeah,
that's
they
a
do.
great point, their managers do, but their mechanics may not, because that's not what they are focused on, and we are coming from jobs where many of us were not managers, so we've gotta change our thinking.
Yes. Well, you're talking, and there's the difference between, okay, I'm getting X amount an hour,
Right.
right? Versus, okay, I'm getting paid on overrides based on their X amount an hour and what they do. So there's a different mentality
Right.
of it, right? If you don't work for the next 6 months, what's your income?
Broke.
Zero for the next year.
Ah! Right?
That's better.
I mean, truly. And then you go back to that other conversation that we had too, is if you're just now starting, if you've got a Q4 goal, well, we're now in August, aren't we? You have 2 more months left on Q3. Guess what? If you get a lead in today, how long does it take them to get in front of you? How long does it take them to find a house? How long does it take them to get under contract? How long does it take them to get through inspections and close on that property? And that's on buyers and sellers side, right? So is it gonna really close in Q4?
Right.
Maybe, maybe not,
You like it.
right? I mean, who knows? If somebody's just looking to move to the area, they don't have to be here until January, February.
Right.
You know, it's that process of a base level of knowledge of what do we need to do to eat, to put shelter over our heads, to provide for our family and our kids, whatever it is that your purpose here is, what do you need to do to meet that? So that's what we're gonna go over this morning as well. All right, most agents never do the math, right? If I do this, what's your GCI target? How many homes do you have to close based on that GCI target? What's your listing versus buyer split? Right? 50-50, 40-60, 70-30. If you're a new agent, you're probably gonna have more buyers than sellers. If you're an experienced agent, hopefully that starts changing a little bit.
What's GCI again?
Gross commission income, right? Here's a big
What
one.
you earn.
How many hours will it take you to do this? How many hours? Ooh. What's the average time spent with every seller? Anybody know? What's the average time spent with every buyer? You might know.
Per day or cumulative?
No, cumulative. How much time do you spend with each buyer on average as an industry?
100 hours?
20 to 24. How about sellers? 18 to 22.
Did you say?
20 to 24 hours per buyer.
Yeah.
Right?
Hmm.
Per seller, 18 to 22. Just in industry average. Do you know
Face to face.
that that's what it is on everything? Right?
Texting, calls.
Yeah.
It is actually more than that.
It can be a lot more than that.
always
How
something
about
I wanna
contract to
talk-
close process for each one of
Yeah.
them?
100 hours.
It will vary, but it will be more than you anticipate.
It will be, right? And then there's the piece too. We have a tendency to overestimate what we can do in a short term and underestimate what we can do long term.
Mm-hmm.
So do we have the right pieces in place long term? Because this is a long game. Yes, you can have immediate success, you can have quick success and all of those kind of things, but it's the longer term piece that allows you to do this for a lifetime and do it well. And that's rare, right? It is rare if you think about it. All right. Here's what I want you to start working on right now. What's your net income goal? Because you've got to know that one. Write it down somewhere. Write down what's your net income goal. Has everybody got it? Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Yes? What are your operating expenses? We're going to go through that in just a second. Okay? What's your average sales price? Ooh. What's your average commission rate? I don't know. Right? Have you tracked these things? Because if you tell me any of these pieces, I can actually tell what you're missing. If you tell me and you look at it and say, okay, my average commission rate is 2.3, and there are some that are less than that, right? Or my average commission rate is X amount, I can tell you that there's a skill level challenge. And then that turns into what are you doing to increase your skills? And I'll show you why that's important too. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? All right, let's talk about expenses. A lot of times we don't do that. If your expenses are $23,000, where did that go? If you want to make $100,000, but your expenses are 23, guess what your overall goal is? 123. Right? Because when you say, what's my goal, there's a difference between an overall GCI goal and an amount that goes here. And what's the one that counts to you? That one, right? But then all of these, guess what? Consult your tax attorney and your CPA and whoever you want. I'm not one of those. I cannot give you tax advice, nor do I claim to be able to give you tax advice. And most of these are tax deductible. And are you tracking it and using that as such? Okay. Here's another basic question. What's your overall organization structure? In other words, are you operating as a sole proprietor or an LLC or an S corp or a corp? Why would that make a difference? Taxes.
Taxation.
Taxes, right? Because the second that you do an LLC, do you know what just happened? You gave yourself an 11% raise. Congratulations. The second that you start running it through an LLC. Why? Because you have a lot more deductibles. Again, not a CPA, not a tax attorney, nor do I claim to be, nor do I sleep at the Holiday Inn and I can do that the next morning, right? Consult with your tax attorney and your CPA before you do this.
Yes.
But
those things.
it's huge.
All of these,
It's
like, all of these that are vital.
They are. They're absolutely, right? You know, so here, what's the limit on gifts that you can give to somebody?
I think it's.
What is it?
25.
25.
25 bucks, right? How do you give somebody something that's worth 100?
In a brown paper bag on the back porch.
Negative. Ghost Rider. How do you do that?
Promote different category.
Different category. I put my logo on a set of Cutco knives and guess what happens? It's not a gift, it's marketing. Again, not a tax attorney, not CPA.
Opinions.
Right? But think about this. If you're working as a sole proprietor, guess what? You don't have the same advantages to do this. So if you're not incorporated in some form, think about that. Fees to the broker. Who knows what it is? You guys just put your own numbers, get those. Training and education. You may have 0 because you got a really cool training opportunity now at the office. Personal promotion, right? Telephone. Do you write off your cell phone?
Yeah.
Do you
Yes.
write off
Yes.
gas in your car?
Even
Mileage?
I can.
All of those things, right? Automobile, gas, insurance, and repairs, dues, E&O, MLS, property promotion, office supplies. All of these things actually help you net more. But again, if you're not tracking them, then it's hard to do. And the majority of real estate agents out there don't track it. I remember when I started. I mean, it was okay. I got a check in, and I didn't even know what it was. It's like, okay, I got it in. Half of it was already gone because I'd committed to a bunch of stuff prior to getting the check. Anybody done that before too, right? So you've got to do that. And then, of course, if you don't put away the taxes, what happens at that point in time? You get this really cool letter in the mail that says, hi, We're from the IRS.
Yeah.
We show that you owe back taxes of $768,000. Please give me a call. Don't do that. Right?
You must
Don't
have
do
hit
that.
you must have hit a nerve. You didn't wanna talk about taxes.
I have a twitch. I'll be back in a minute. No. So how many homes do you have to close to actually hit your number?
20.
How do you figure that out? If your average sales price is $250,000, your average commission is 2.5. That means your commission per home is $62.50. What's the easiest way to start increasing that?
Charge more commission.
Yes. And how do you do that? Increase your skills. Right? Simple. Well, yeah, simple. Not easy, simple. There's a difference when you do this. 50-50 listing ratio, as it's 10 listings, 10 buyers. It's 20 closed properties. Closed. Not ones that you get under contract, because what's the ratio of those that don't close? You may know? 1 out of 4, 25%. Did you know it was that high? Wow.
We're not an office that don't close them.
I know. But in general, 25% do not close. That's scary. Now, there's a skill level to that piece also. Because if somebody doesn't know how to explain and pre-frame what's going to happen in the inspection, whoops. Making sense? Yes? All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to do this math. Just on your napkin, piece of paper, whatever it is. Your average sales price, whatever that is, times your average commission rate. Okay. And that's going to give you a per home GCI. And then what I want you to do is take your income goal, your GCI goal, which is your money in your pocket plus your expenses, add those together. So if it's $100,000 you want in your pocket, it's going to cost you $23,000 to make that 100. By the way, I'd trade that all day long, every day. It cost me $23,000 to make 100. Sign me up, right? And then divide that total number by whatever your average rate is. In this example, $62.50, 20 homes. So how many homes? Give me some numbers. How many homes do you need to sell,
20.
actually close? How many?
20.
20? Okay, good. Anybody else? Now, if I tell you at the beginning of the year you've got to close 20 homes, what do you think? Ah, how am I going to do that?
Well, I mean, I have 20 in 6
At
months.
gunpoint.
There you go. What do I need to do to get there? Right? So how many lead, if you think about that, if there's a 25% rate of fall through, how many homes do you really need to put under contract?
Ooh.
25% more.
25, right? It's not 20, it's 25. Make sense? Right? So that's the number. So what is that? 2 homes a month. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, now we're getting somewhere also. Because if I look at that 25 number and by month number 2 I have 0, what do I need in month number 2? 4. What do I need in month number 3? 6.
Right.
But if I look at that 2 and I focus on that 2, obviously if you're starting this process, it takes a little bit of a ramp up time. But I also know that I probably need to close 2 homes. I probably need anywhere between 50 and 100 leads.
Right.
Huh? Wait a minute, what? 50 and 100. Because your conversion rate over time is going to be anywhere between 8 and 12% of your database if you do it correctly. Big if. Big if. Somewhere around in there. Okay. So how about this part? What it actually costs you in time. If I need 20 homes sold, that's 181 hours in the listing and the selling process. That's another 200 hours in paperwork and process. Could be a lot more than that.
Yes,
Right.
always
More
trying
than
to
that.
track the hours.
Could be.
Always trying to track the hours, but
Okay. Prospecting. 66 hours of prospecting. How many of you do that?
Every day.
You do 66 every day? That's pretty
Close
impressive.
enough.
That's pretty-
66 minutes.
Previewing. Are you previewing homes? Why should you?
To
see the
learn.
market.
To learn, to know the market, and to be able to have an informed conversation with a potential seller and buyer. If we're not doing that and previewing homes, how do you know if the one down the street is better, worse, similar? On a pricing side? Or even on a make an offer side on a buyer? How do you know?
Gives you credibility as an authority.
It does.
And you're leaving your business cards.
I got a whole opinion on that one. We'll get into that at a later date.
Just saying.
Negotiating, 26 hours. Okay? That's over an hour and a half per home, which could be a lot more than that.
Definitely
That's
more.
right, yeah.
All your
Definitely more.
numbers a little bit low.
I'm gonna show you something on this.
And the stress.
But let me show you something. I'm gonna show you, there's
I'm
another
looking.
piece to this. Okay? Education, 16 hours. I mean, you're here, that's great, so there's one, right? Hopefully you do a whole lot more than that. I think that should be, here's what's interesting on this one, that education piece of 16 hours, I think it should be closer to 200 hours.
Probably have-
Because if you're not learning, and I'll add the training and practice in that piece as well. If we're just doing an hour a week of education, training, and practice, guess what? Those numbers are not even close to what you're spending because there's a skill lack in it. This making sense?
Yes,
So here's the other piece. Do you track points of what you're doing?
I start.
I know you guys do, right? And see that. Do you have a tracking system, and can you put it into I need X amount of points a day to hit my number? Right? So give you an example. I like to call it DPA, dollar producing activities. What are those? What do those consist of? DPA consists of a few things. One, phone calls attempted. And I notice I didn't say actually contacted yet. Just attempted. Why would that be important?
Get connected with.
Yeah, but it's like if you concentrate on how many you connected with, okay, that's good. But I want to know, am I even making the attempts to get to the number that I need to speak with, right? If we don't know that number, if I can't say, okay, I need 20 dials or 20 attempts to speak with 2 or 3 people, then how do we know how many times have you gotten on a phone and made 2 or 3, didn't get anybody, and got off the phone and said, well, this doesn't work, right? Oh my gosh, because it's not easy. Again, it goes back to this piece of this business. This business is not easy. It's very simple, but it's not easy. Because what's it come down to? The activities that we do on a daily basis. Skills, habits, mindset, right? Those are the pieces that matter in this business. Attempts, actual contacts and conversation. Give yourself 5 points for that. Okay, 1 point for an attempt, 5 points for a conversation. Conversation's worthwhile, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Define a conversation that counts.
Talking with a real human being
And a conversation that ends up talking about,
real estate.
yes, you got it. If it's talking about the sky is blue, oh wait a minute, we've got clouds out there. How's the weather in your area today? Oh, are you seeing the same thing? Yeah, that doesn't count. Don't count that. Right? But if you're having a real estate conversation, it counts. And it can be anything from, hey, I need your help. Who have you heard lately or had a conversation with that's talked about real estate? Oh, great. Will you do me a favor? Introduce us. Remember those magic words? Yeah. And then you get into the other pieces too. Hey, you've been in your home for 7 years now. You gonna stay there? Have you ever seen what it's worth? Okay. Those are some of the conversations. The other ones that turn into real estate conversations are making the initial call based on something that you've seen them post. What do we now have this week, next week? What do we have? A new, brand new, huge opportunity to make calls based on? School starting. Hey, first day of school. I mean, this morning I went out to take Pearl for a walk, and guess what? There's a school bus coming by. Kids run to the school bus. First time I've seen that here. Right? Oh, and by the way, my drive-in was not bad. Of course, I left.
Just wait.
Left at 7 o'clock. Yeah, no, hadn't all started.
Hadn't started yet.
Yeah. Well, USC starts officially next week?
15th.
This is rush week. I do know that. Ask me how I know that. Right? Pretty good. Paying attention. Thank you. Lance's daughter
Right.
came in last week. Anyway, so if you think about this process, 1 point for a call that's attempted, 5 points for a real estate conversation. If you set an appointment, give yourself 10 points. Because you set an appointment. If you signed a contract, give yourself 10 points. On any side. So when you look at that, and I say this piece of it, I need 200 points every week to hit $100,000 in my pocket to hit that number. 200 points. Doesn't matter what combination that it can be. I'll give you another one too. Give yourself 3 points for a handwritten note card. When was the last time you received a handwritten note card?
I got 2 last week.
Ooh, well, look, that's my point right there. You
My
remember?
client sent me a postcard from where they sent me a postcard.
Yes.
From,
But-
sent from Lake George in New York. I had to call them and I said, "This is not a business card. I just want to thank you for the postcard."
What an effect, right? She remembered it. Her face is going,
I just
yeah,
loved it.
right?
On Friday night.
It is.
Yeah, I just loved it.
We don't do that enough. It's a lost art doing it. And that goes back to that piece of, if anybody was sitting in here, about the business card conversation too. Right? Does everybody remember that? Who's in here? Business cards. Do you carry and hand out your business cards every day? How many of you do that? Stop it. What? What? But I buy those business, they're gonna call me on my business card. No, your business card's going in the trash, guys.
You need to get theirs.
Yes. Ask me for my business card.
Can I have your business card?
I just ran. Do you have one of yours?
I sure do.
Can you hand it to me, please?
I might have one in this little clutch. Let's see, did I put it? Wow.
Oh, thank you so much. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you that report on the top 10 tips of buying or the top 10 tips of selling here in this area, just like we talked about for a few minutes. But I'll get that right out to you as well. Thank you so much. Who controls the contact now?
You do.
I do. Because if I just handed her my business card and said, give me a call,
You never heard from her.
nope. It goes where? Right there. Every time. Now I get to control this. So immediately, not only am I going to send whatever it is that we talked about, but I'm also going to do a handwritten note card, and I'll put a couple of cards in there and send them at that point. But it's the handwritten note card that makes a difference.
Will you play the scenario if someone doesn't have a business card?
Yeah, absolutely. Ask me for business card.
Do you have a business card?
Oh, shoot, I don't. Do you have one of yours?
No, I actually don't. I just switched my purses.
You know, that's fantastic. You've got a pad of paper. Will you do me a favor? Just write down your name and your number and all that right there. Awesome. Thank you so much. Perfect. What I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to send that information to you. And then I'll reach out to you if it's okay with you, just see if you have any questions or see if there's anything else I can answer for you. Listen, I know you're probably not ready to make a move today, and that's perfectly fine. My job is to give you information and be here when you are ready.
Awesome, thank you. Or pull your phone out too,
So-
right?
You could do your phone
Too,
if you wanted
They
to.
didn't have paper.
I don't have it with me, but you guys get the idea.
Mhm.
Do you have to use Coldwell Banker stationery or just any kind of stationery?
Any note card. I've got these, I just have thank you cards.
That's what I do. I
Just
go to the
plain
dollar
thank you
store.
cards. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Amazon, wherever, if you go to the dollar store, they have all the ones that are old from last year that you can get 100 for $1. Yes, absolutely. Use them, right? Yeah, it doesn't have to be logoed or anything. It's the effort of doing it that leaves the lasting impression. If you go somewhere and you travel somewhere, right, like your clients did for you, and you remember a client talked about this area before, shoot, send them a card. Hey, thought you'd want to see it.
You talking about a postcard or a card with an envelope?
Yeah, envelope. Well, thank you cards I'm gonna do with an envelope.
Yeah.
Postcards, obviously, you can do whatever.
It's funny, on my business cards, I intentionally years ago, so many people have coded stock now, hell, I'm in the business card, printing business. I said, leave the back of your card blank and uncoded so you can write notes on it, which I will do. I'll do that every day, any day, all the time.
I put offers on the back of my business cards.
There you go.
Top seven tips for buying a home in Columbia, South Carolina, and with a link, right?
Because a handwritten.
Put an offer.
What comes from the pen, from your hand to the pen to the paper is personal, and people remember that because nobody sees that anymore at all. They
Put
don't
that in
see
the note.
but
Yeah,
nothing.
put that in the note card.
Yeah.
Stick an offer on the back of your business card. Make it something that is now a promotional material that can also generate leads into your funnel.
And it shows that you're
Put something
literate
on
as
it.
well, which people appreciate, a literate sales professional.
Exactly. So, meet or exceed your daily number. At least 4 days a week. Get your week with a number. Does it have to be done at the exact same time?
No.
No, but I'd recommend you putting it on your calendar and doing it. Your lead generation. What are the best times to make outbound phone calls? What time?
Anytime.
10:30 to
No.
11.
There is a specific proven
Morning.
time.
10:30 to 11.
8 or 4.
Yeah, I was about to say 8.
8 a.m., 4 p.m. Twice as many pickups.
I think 8 o'clock is too early.
Ah, sounds like a personal perception challenge.
Not from somebody, not from somebody that wakes up at 4 o'clock, he's already at lunch at 8.
So, it's here. Let me give you an example. If you know that they work, when are they driving to work?
Oh, I understand that.
If you know that they work, when have they signed off and are ready to go get in their car and get out of there? They're starting to shut down the computer and start walking around and making sure that the water fountain is full at 4 o'clock, right? I mean, seriously, if they've got a 9 to 5 job, 8, 4, you will have twice as many actual conversations during those times. I like looking at the stats and looking at being efficient. Shoot, if I can get twice as many conversations in that time, guess what I'm calling? In that
There's
time.
Fisbo around the corner from my house, so I saw it the other day and I grabbed up the photo. I want to make sure I double checked on MLS, see what was going on, what it got the contact person. And anyway, I called them, didn't call them as fast as I wanted to, but I called them last night, drove by, make sure everything was still up there, and said, thank you very much, left a nice, crisp voicemail with them. Got back with me, texted back, says, yes, we've been interviewing realtors we already have, but we're looking for a buyer now, or a buyer's agent now, so they must be moving on, so it's kind of interesting, and you take the next step at that
If they
point.
found a realtor to sell it and they're looking for a different buyer's agent, that realtor is
Did not
lacking
need it,
in
yeah.
skill.
Yeah, and whether they want to keep it as a
Let me-
FISBO, where it is right now, it won't sell. It ain't gonna
Let me
sell
give you the
FISBO.
opening for a FISBO. You want the best FISBO script? Okay, ready? Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, I'm calling about the home at 123 Main Street.
Yes.
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 Thank you, great, thank you. I was waiting for the answer. I'm not gonna say anything until somebody says hello, right? So, hey, my name's Rob. I'm a broker in the area, but listen, I'm not calling to ask you about listing your home, and I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that I have a buyer I wanna bring by. You've probably heard that enough.
Yes.
By the way, that's the answer you're gonna get. It's a chuckle on the other end. It's, yeah, right. Listen, I just work in the area. I wanna know what's out here just in case we ever do have something. I'd love to drop by just for 10 minutes, get you to show me a quick walkthrough so that I know what it is and where it is in case again. I promise 10 minutes. Do you have time either today or tomorrow morning? So what did I just alleviate?
Anxiety.
What calls have they gotten already?
Hi, I've got a buyer.
I've got a buyer. Can I bring them by? No, you don't, you liar. You just showed up and your buyer got sick and couldn't come. Oh, but you showed up anyway. Liar. And then the other one too. I'm not calling about listing your home. What do they not want to hear? What's everybody else said? Oh, do you know that you're going to sell your home for less? Oh, do you know that 90% of people put their home on the market anyway and it's all stigmatized? I mean, I've heard these conversations. It's terrible. Or have you thought about listing your home? Have you thought about, are you interviewing agents? Stop it. They don't want to talk to you yet. Use that script and I will tell you what, you get rid of the two biggest objections that they have and the two biggest issues, right? And when I show up at the door, guess what? Thank you so much. I've got my watch set on the timer, 10 minutes if you'll just take me quickly through. And you start having conversations and asking it. 10 minutes, guess what you do? Listen, it's been 10 minutes. Thank you so much. By the way, I brought my for sale by owner marketing kit for you. It's a handout to potentially help you sell your home. If you have any questions, just give me a call. But use all the tips in there. Again, law of reciprocity, right? I give them something of value, what happens? Ooh, and did anybody else bring them something of value? No, I got out when I promised because I did what? I promised. Follow through with it. I didn't talk about listing their home. I didn't say, oh, I got a buyer for this, right? And I gave them something of value. Guess what they're gonna remember? Later, when I get back to the office, guess what I'm sending them?
Thank you card.
Handwritten thank you
Thank you.
card. You got it. You see what's happening? Now I've got 3 touches in the span of like 2 days. Wow. Whole process, we'll go over that in detail too. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, now let's talk about this one. What matters more, effort or skill?
Effort.
Effort.
Skill.
How many of you say effort?
It's matter no harder.
1, 2, 3, 4. How many say skill? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, a little bit more say skill, but still, very close.
But hand in glove there.
Yeah. Right.
What about
Here's the
smarter, no harder?
How many conversations does it take you to set one appointment?
New agent 15, a skilled agent 10.
Do you think that makes a difference?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have more
Remember
time.
the skills piece of it? Right? If we have more skills, and usually when you see somebody that's been in the business for a while, it takes them less time to make an appointment and they're more efficient in getting under contract. They close more because they don't have as many follow-throughs, but what's that come from? Skill. Most of the time it's not a thought about skill process, it's because I've been in the business for a long time and I've learned skill process. I'll tell you what I mean by that. And this is interesting. I started doing this math a long time ago. This is scary. If I look at my baseline, right? 15 to 1. If I'm having 2 conversations a day, 50 days a week, the average agent is a 15 to 1 ratio. $137,000 in annual income, right? But think about this. Let's say that for the next 30 days, and it doesn't matter if you're new or an experienced agent, doesn't matter. You start at the beginning, which is what? Lead conversion. You get a phone call, you get an email, you get a lead generation thing from a website, from wherever. What's the first thing you have to do? Convert the lead to an appointment, correct? Mm-hmm. Well, if I'm just practicing day to day on the ones that come in, how good am I gonna get? It's gonna take a while. I may get better, but guess what I'm doing? I'm losing $10,000 every time I get on that phone and I fail to make an appointment. About the average, isn't it? Right? Okay, could be less, whatever it is. What if for the next 30 days, 3-4 days a week, you took 15 minutes with a partner that's sitting in here and you practiced your lead conversion script? One day you do buyer, one day you do seller, one day you just do either one. And you do that for the next 30 days. Do you think you could go from 15 to 1 to 14 to 1?
Mm-hmm.
Si, senor.
Yeah, right? I mean, I watched my daughter. She came to me after she had their wonderful experience with her high school friends that said, you should get off the rifle team. You're never gonna be a scoring person, you're never gonna do anything. For the next 30 days, she was up there for 2 hours a day, and she went from non-scoring to number 1 on her team.
Yeah.
Right? If we ended up approaching this business like she did her shooting, because here's what else happened. That's practicing the overall process, isn't it? Once she really got serious and said, I want to do it in college, I want to go to the Olympics, she broke down each piece of it. And it started with breathing. I remember watching her stand there in her position like this.
You can breathe when you shoot.
How many of you are already bored?
I'm ready to go to sleep.
I'm a little nervous.
An hour at a time. By the way, I don't have anything in my hand, do I? I don't have any, nothing. That's what she did. No rifle in her hand. Just standing there working on her breathing for an hour. So that's your lead generation piece, right? That's your lead conversion skill. She practiced it for an hour at a time. How often do you practice your lead conversion scripts? We don't, because we don't approach the business from a mastery perspective. And it may be one of the most important pieces. So what about for the next 30 days? So you set the appointment, you got really good. You went from 15 to 1 to 14 to 1. Now you just increased your income by almost $10,000 for that year, just in 30 days. In other words, you gave yourself a $10,000 raise just by practicing for 15 minutes a day, 3 days a week. How about for the next 30 days? What's the next step in that process? Well, they show up at the door, right? And you've got to go through what? A presentation. Do you have a specific presentation? Most agents don't. It's just a conversation. Are you going through a presentation with them? Well, no. Right? Are you getting, and here's where this one comes into effect too, which can make even a bigger difference. How do you get what your value is? How do you get the commission that you want to get, that you're deserving of? Well, you've got to practice the value proposition. In the absence of value, what's the discussion? Money. If there's no value proposition, guess what? The only thing you've got is your commission rate, which becomes the focal point. So for the next 30 days, for 15 minutes a day, you practice your buyer presentation and your seller presentation. At the end of 60 days, you now gave yourself an additional $21,000 raise. So Mary took her next one and she practiced balance. She made this board, right, that had these little itsy bitsy, like 1/4 inch or inch diameter circles on the bottom of them, because it practiced this. It was a board. So she'd stand on it with everything and she'd just practice and go through her pieces, right? So again, taking that next step in the process to get mastery. If we, again, treat this like an Olympian does their sport, or a South Carolina basketball player does their sport? Because they're practicing what every day? It's not the game. They're doing free throws. They're doing 3-point shots. But before they ever do a free throw, you know what they have to practice?
Conditioning.
Dribbling.
No. You don't dribble at a free throw line.
Conditioning.
Where do you put your feet every
Placement.
single
On the
time?
line, baby.
How many times do you bounce the ball? Every single time. How many times do you spin it? Where do you bend your knees? Where do you bring and start? Where's your eyes focused? Where's your extension? Where's your follow through? Every single time. Michael Jordan could not hit a free throw his freshman year of college. Dean Smith challenged him. 1,000 a day. Got to the NBA Finals, and guess what? He did it with his eyes closed. Remember this one? Swish. How many times do you practice your presentation so you can do it with your eyes closed? And where nobody says, what's your commission rate? By the way, anybody have issues with that 359 thing? I'll tell you something. That's a skill issue. Mr. and Ms. Seller, based on what you've seen today, is there any doubt that I can get your home sold for the highest amount in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle to you? My fee is 4%, plus I do a $14.97 marketing fee. Sign here. Okay. Every time. Seriously. It's a skill base, but we're not practicing. Does this make sense?
Mhm.
What if I continued on the next one? What if I practiced showing homes for 30 days? You know, there's a skill in that, right? Because when you walk into a home or you drive down a street, are you asking the right questions as you do that? When you go into a home, you already know what it looks like so that you can say, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's a split plan. You've got the primary and the kitchen over on this side. You've got the other 2 bedrooms and the bathroom on this side. I'm going to let you go ahead and follow through. Do you say anything? No, shut up. Don't desell the house. You're not buying it. Make sense? But we want to do what? Because we think that we need to practice, we need to talk. Oh, look at the crack. Oh my gosh, look at the wallpaper. Oh God, that's got to come down. Oh, that paint. Oh yeah, that carpet. No, be quiet. Or the conversation about inspections. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, we're about to go through one of the most interesting sections of this process, and that's the home inspection. I want to pre-frame you and give you an idea of what's going to happen. We're going to get this 72-page report back, and it's going to have everything from the chipped baseboard to the loose doorknob to everything, and it's okay. They're all like that. We're going to go through those once it comes back, though, and we're going to see if there's anything that we really need to focus on, and we'll come up with a game plan for addressing that. But again, don't let that scare you. It's normal. Oh, okay. That's where they fall apart, at the 72-page inspection report, right? But if I practice those, if you think about this for the next 6 months, and you took 15 to 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week, and you practiced some form of your craft, whether it's the lead generation, whether it's the presentation, whether it's the conversation of value, of absorption rates, of whatever it is, and you got to a 10-to-1 with the same 2 conversations a day in 50 weeks, you just gave yourself almost a $70,000 raise. Is $70,000 raise with the same effort worth it? Yes. Isn't it? You think about that. I mean, you've got so much experience. You got that piece, right? But we can all get better. Even as an Olympian, even as a pro athlete, they're still, do they quit practicing once they make that level? No, because then it gets harder. Because you know why? Now you've got the pros and the Olympians from every other country. Now it's not just the pool here in the US, now you've got every other country. And there's only 2 of you from this country that can go. Now you got the best 2 from everywhere else. Guys, this is huge. This is the missing piece in so many agents' arsenal that we don't talk about, is that skill level piece. Or we may talk about the first part of it, the lead conversion piece, but we don't talk about the other things, and they're just as important, as if not more, right? The average agent, once they have somebody there and they do their presentation, signs less than 60% to either a buyer agreement or a seller's agreement. Imagine if you just increased that 10% and went from 6 out of 10 to 7. Massive return on your time investment of practicing your skills. This is mastery of real estate. You got 2 levers. That's it. You got effort and you have skill. The effort piece has got a ceiling, and it's your calendar. The skill piece, none. There is no ceiling. None. Just like an athlete. Okay. Week 1 sets your effort baseline. The next 11 weeks build the skill, because we're going to break all those down as we go through this process and go through the next 11 weeks too. Questions? Comments? What I want you to do is make sure that you go through in your homework. I've got a goal setting spreadsheet for you. I will send it out to you. As long as you send me a message saying, send me the spreadsheet.
Email?
Email's perfect. You got it. Write down your output numbers, GCI target, homes closed, listing buyer split, total hours required, and then I want you to track your DPA points, right? You guys already do it. Fantastic. I'll give you access to something that can help you with that too. Send me the email. Okay? Your next week, first 90 days, the activities that actually matter. Okay? We're going to continue this process. With that, thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Bravo.
Good.
Bravo.
Talked about something nobody's talked about.